Welcome to Attican Plays Port Royale 4. Alright, hi, this is Attican and welcome to part 4 of our playthrough of the Port Royale 4 closed beta Spain campaign. And we're doing okay, we're keeping pace, we're getting our tasks done, we've got a lot of money. I can't spend it as fast as we're making it, that's great, that's exactly where you want to be. I do want to spend it faster though. And also I wanted to make a quick comment. We're starting to get some good feedback from you guys. Thank you. Keep that up. Keep sending the comments. And a word of warning, for those of you who aren't familiar with my channel, I will name you and talk about your comments in the videos. If you don't want to be named, say so. When you write a comment, tell me not to mention your name. But I haven't had anybody balk yet, really. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say I want us all to learn how to play the game better and figure out how the game works. And again, for those of you who are relatively new to my channel, I dive into a game and really try to understand it. I just can't do Let's Plays where you just shotgun and go an inch deep on a game. I can't do it. So trying my best on this one to kind of break from my tradition and just play the game, but I can't. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. Let's think about where we are at this point. We're doing all right. We've got decent trade routes. Like I said, we're making good money. We're growing our towns a little bit. We're starting to understand more and more of the game mechanics. But I want to look at a couple of things I think we're really failing. I would love to see, first of all, I think fame is a huge part of this game. And the reason I say that is because, particularly early, if you can build up your fame, it allows you to take over cities, which gives you a lot more control and a lot more power in terms of how to do things. Now, it also comes with a price. You have to manage more things, but it also opens up all these concessions and gives you all these possibilities. Now, once you have all this stuff and you have all the captains you can handle and you've opened up all this, it's sort of your research. Your fame is sort of how you do your research in this game. And once you have all that, then maybe it's not so important, but it really matters early. And if you're taking the business approach, which we are, our character is focused on trade, then the real way to get the fame is right here, by piling on this stuff. Now you can see right here, my math skills are mediocre, so let's see, 23, 33, 37, 44, 54. So we need to be pumping about 5,400 units of these colonial commodities to Maracaibo to max out the benefit here. And we're only pumping about two, so we're only getting about 40% of our benefit, let's say. So if that's 40%, you can see that we could make something close to 100 fame a month if we were really getting that done, if we were really pumping this stuff to Maracaibo the way we could. In other words, if we were pumping 900 of those and 1,400 and 1,700 and 1,400, this number here would be something more like 100. And if that's true, then see our rise to get more fame points would go faster. So I want to focus on that in this episode, is trying to maximize our shipment of these. Now, we already have producers, our own producers of these goods, so it makes the most sense to me to pump those in. By the way, there's a whole new strategy. I mean, I will tell you, I couldn't resist. I went back last night and just started this campaign over and thought about the lessons I'd learned so far, and much better. So we are going to get better at this. All right. So this is our focus on this one. And one of the things I'm struggling with this game, one of the reasons I'm having trouble just totally falling in love with it, is that there's just so much. You know, it's just all over the place. There's just so much building and so much. But I think we can get a handle on it, put some perspective on it, get some process around it, and I think I could really like this game. So again, so we want to focus on those things. So I'm going to try to keep that focus and also keep in mind these things. Right? Because we don't want to let these things fail. I'm assuming we could, since there is a date here, I'm assuming we could fail an objective and fail the campaign, which would be, you know, embarrassing to tell you the truth. All right, so we are making tobacco in Seville, in our hometown. And we have, well, let's see, how much do we have? The other thing, Ian mentioned feedback. I should slow down, right? I do play fast. You guys know that. I can't help it. I'm very impatient, but this game requires a certain amount of take your time and think it through and get it right, you know. And we're going to do that a little bit. So we're making some tobacco here. Let's just see how much tobacco. Okay, we're stockpiling some. It's not ridiculous, but you'll notice the 4 bars. So we have a lot. We only use 2. What is that, daily? 2 daily in Seville, and we're producing 26 a day. So we have many days supply. And the other thing I haven't been doing is using warehouses, which are big. Pardon me, Project 100 mentioned that I'm not using warehouses, and that was a big thing in Port Royale 3, and I'm assuming that's still true. So how do we get into the warehouse business? Small warehouse okay, we need 10 businesses. We have that, I think. And yes, so let's put in a small warehouse. Now, where can we put it? Uh-oh. Only be constructed once in the town center, requires at least 10 businesses. Now, the question, oh, here, that looks like a spot right there. There we go, good. So we put in our warehouse. Allows you to store your produced commodities temporarily and allows you to hire an administrator. Okay, so we're going to put that warehouse in and start playing with that as well. And that's just another level of complexity to something that's already more complex than my little brain can handle. All right, so tobacco. We want to maximize tobacco going to Maracaibo. The other thing I'm finding is you can't have enough ships. You can't have enough, you know, it is a more game a little bit. So I want to go down here to Maracaibo and look at this. We could buy a galleon. All right, so we could order a frigate, order a corvette, but what I want to do is get into the flutes. The flutes are the larger capacity ships, and I want to start hauling big time to Maracaibo. And the way we've done it, we've got, you know, our stuff is over here and Maracaibo is over here, which, by the way, those of you who are paying attention, you can see where that's a hint as to what a different strategy might be when we go back and replay this. All right, so I want to order 1, 2, 3. I'll order 3 flutes. So I want Maracaibo to be making some flutes for us. So we'll have to wait for those to get done. And one of the things we could do if we really wanted to get into the big time shipping business and frankly play this game right, we would be creating the things that the ships need. So the ships, they need wood, ropes, cloth, and metalware, and we would have those things being shipped and stored in our cities, and really where we really want to do it, like in a city that we control, where we'd have a warehouse with all that stuff in it. So every time that we order a ship, we kind of turn around and provide all the goods that are needed for that ship. So and anyway, that's down the road. We'll worry about that down the road. So I've ordered up some flutes. The reason I'm ordering the flutes is I want to have some lines running, more to Maracaibo, shipping more stuff. So tobacco, we'll plan on doing out of Seville. What's next? Sugar. Shoot, I'm sorry, I gotta go. What are our 4? Cotton, coffee, cocoa, and tobacco. So, cotton. Are we not doing? Oh, we're doing cotton in Seville as well. So we want. How are we doing on that? So we got 2 of the 4 right here. Cotton. We're producing cotton. Yeah, we're not grossly overproducing cotton, and we could change that. Let's put some more cotton fields in here. What do we own? We own 4. Let's build at least 4 more, if not 8 more. I want to build them in groups of 4 to get that little bonus for the, the large farm bonus. Cotton. There's 4. Okay, we'll do 8. Talk myself into it. All right, so we got lots of cotton fields out here. Beautiful. And okay, cotton and tobacco. So we need cocoa and coffee. Campeche is coffee. So in Campeche, we have some surplus, but not a lot. Not a lot. So let's change that. Let's see here. Oh, and we're not making any of it. That's going to change. This is one of our towns we're kind of working on. So and remember, we've got this goal to administer 3 towns, and I think right now, yeah, and I think the administering is when you see that solid blue in there. So Sisal and Seville are ones we're administering. If you look at the colors here, this kind of purple around it, we're not really doing anything there. If you come down here to Puerto Cabezas, see how it's changed to the blue or the aqua? That I pretty strongly believe that indicates that in this town we are building. So we have our building license, we're building, but it's not filled in with our colors, the blue, so that means that we don't have the administration rights. And by the way, I'm going to change my mind, because look at this. We've got, look at this. In Puerto Cabezas, we have coffee and cocoa that we could grow. In Puerto Cabezas, look where it is right here compared to Maracaibo versus Campeche, which is over here compared to Maracaibo. So we've got 2, beautiful. So we've got 2 from Seville. So we can ship cotton and tobacco from Seville. And we can go down here to Puerto Cabezas and do our coffee and cocoa. So we're going to work on getting a surplus there, building this up, and administering this town, Puerto Cabezas. So that's one of our goals for this episode, is to get the administration rights down here and set up and even prior to that, set up lines that are running directly from Puerto Cabezas to Maracaibo to ship those things. All right, so coffee and cocoa. All right, what are we making? Let's see. All right, so there's a lot. Oh, there's a ton of coffee. And how much of it is ours? Coffee. Oh, it's all us. All right, so we're already set up to do coffee big time. So we want to get ships moving and taking that coffee over to Maracaibo because, see, look at this. This is pitiful, pitiful, pitiful. Shame on me. All right, so we want ships running from Puerto Cabezas to Maracaibo. Now, we could do them, in a little route that has a few other towns in it, but I don't think so. I think we're just going to run straight over there. We'll probably do it in a circle to avoid the bad area in here. We know there's an area in here that's not very pretty. If we go to edit trade route, see? So we'll probably just run down the coast across, hop into Maracaibo and come back and just go with coffee. All right, perfect. And then what are we doing? Come back here. And then the other one would be cocoa. Cocoa, we have 4 businesses, and we are creating a little surplus. So we could pop some more cocoa here in Puerto Cabezas. And I have a feeling we could conceivably get that. Let's go look at this up. I wish there was an easier way. I don't like this, Mr. Developer. This having to flip through all these, and they don't seem to be in any. I guess they're geographic. I wonder if you could click on one. I may answer my own question. No, see, I can't. There's too many cities to make a user flip through all this. There has to be a better way to pick which one to look at. But I want to look at Puerto Cabezas. Whoa, there it was. Oh, good. We can actually administer it. Yeah, let's just administer it right now.
I hereby grant you sole rights to rebuild the town. Those to whom God gives a ministry receive reason.
Okay. Not only
the people are happy to have you as governor.
Is that a good thing, but it gives us another town that we kind of own, if you will. So this could be another town where we can put a warehouse down here in the town center. And it looks like the way that's organized, there are X number of things you put kind of in your main downtown, which is always right off your port. And it's like the architect's office, I forget what it's called, the master builder office, and you put in either a church or a small church or a cathedral, and you put in your warehouse, and you probably upgrade it to a bigger warehouse and a bigger warehouse, and all that stuff is downtown, and then you build out away from it. And again, back to the city design, I'm seeing more and more that we want to push our farms and mines out, which makes sense, out away from the city, and then build toward those with our shopping and churches and taverns and residences. Okay, so see, focus. Let's get back to what we're doing. So now we administer this city. We know we have to build a bunch of taverns and a bunch of chapels. So how are we looking in our new city? How is our new city looking for residents? It's got enough residents right now. And see, that's a nice ratio. See, that's got 1,000 and 4,000. That makes more sense terms of inhabitants. If you remember, some of our cities were stunning the growth because I was failing to put the churches in. I didn't realize that was a governor on the growth. So, we've got excellent cocoa and good coffee. So beautiful. So let's build some more cocoa, and let's just go ahead and build cocoa and put it out. We'll build 4 more cocoa, and we'll put it out away from everything. Okay, there's a new cocoa plantation out there, and inns and taverns. See, really, when they ask us to build 10 of these, you don't want 5 of them in one town, because look at the coverage. That chapel covers a huge area. So you can imagine in this, you could put 1, 2, 3 or 4 chapels would cover the town, and you really want to have them kind of in some ways centralized, but we can scatter them. I mean, that's kind of the way, if you think about country towns, that's kind of how they would work. It's in the U.S., we see a lot of towns where you have almost like Church Street. Church Street will have all the churches on it, and then everybody, depending upon their denomination or their faith, they'll go to the church on Church Street. But other places, you see kind of the spread. You see, like a true country living, you'll see a church that's out in the middle of nowhere, and then there'll be a road that says like Bethel Church Road that goes out to Bethel Church. Sorry, it's early in the morning. I didn't sleep a lot, so I'm going to babble a little bit. So forgive me. But we can definitely do something. I hate to use up the space, but we could definitely do something with put another church out there and out there, and then tavern, we could probably match them up. I mean, who doesn't want to go have a drink when you've after you go to church or before? Okay, so church and tavern, we got enough of those. We're going to build some more cocoa. We got our ships built, so that's again, we're going to build up Puerto Cabezas and ship those 2 colonial commodities, and do the same thing up here in Seville. And we're just waiting on those ships, and we don't have to wait. We can see if there's anything we can just buy shipping wise. Buy. Well, there we are. There's schooners and brigs. Aha! Look at that. There's a flute that's ready to go. We'll take that, and we'll use that as our start, and we're going to set up a line. We're going to do a new line, and this is going to be Seville to Maracaibo. And, whoops. Shoot. I am definitely still struggling with this. Okay, Seville to Maracaibo. Here we go. Edit this route. Go here. Go here. And Mr. Developer, when I'm setting up my routes, why can't I see these cities? That's suboptimal. I should be able to see the cities I'm going to deal with. And I'm going to scoot this over and get it out of that bad weather, and scoot this over and keep it in the deep water. Okay. 20 to 33 days. Okay. Now, I think we can just do it as a standard setting. And then we want to pull up, we want to set up a new, take the ship that we just bought, make it into a convoy, and put it on that line that we just created. Let's see. There we go. Assign the route. Activate it. And it got some cotton. Now that's interesting. Well, it makes sense. It bought the 4 products that we have. Now it looks like we're going to have to force the shipment of cotton and force the shipment of tobacco to build up our fame. Let's see if we can understand this mechanic. So it's basically, obviously saying, what are the things you build here, you create here? And then it looks at the need in Maracaibo and says, what do they need? So if we look at Maracaibo, if we look at those goods, fruit, yes, they definitely needed fruit. That was a good purchase in terms of profit, which is what they're kind of looking at. And yes, they definitely needed cloth. And they definitely needed cotton, which is what we really wanted to ship. And see, this is, you can tell too, this is the Viceroy's town, because look at this. There's over 1,300 units of cotton in Maracaibo, and yet it's needs a lot, right? 1,700 units of tobacco, it needs a lot. So that means that the big trading convoy from Europe hasn't come recently, and it's got a lot of stuff here, but it still needs more and more. Coffee, it's actually in reasonable shape, and cocoa, it needs a lot. So, okay, what was I looking at? Oh, okay, so the purchases made sense, and it may be looking at how much it has. We may have to force it, but let's run it like this and see if this helps us, see if we can get this going. And we want a bunch of ships on this. We've got flutes on order, so I think what we'll do, the bigger ships, the flutes, I think what we're going to do is just keep waiting. I mean, just every time we can get a flute, we'll toss it on this line. Now, the shorter line down there in Puerto Cabezas, we don't necessarily. Well, it's going to have to be it's going to have to do kind of big runs as well. But I tell you what we can do to get it going. We're just going to buy everything you got, and what we'll do is say, okay, let's take the schooners. We'll make the schooners into a convoy, and we'll pull those up. That's the 2 we just looked at, and we'll go to the trade routes and put them on that same route and make it active. So now we've sent those 2 schooners on that route, and then we will set up another. What's this? What is that? Oh, that's our Attican. How did I get there? Didn't I buy those up here? Yeah. Okay, here's the brig. And we'll make that our ship we're looking at, and go to our trade routes and assign that one to that route as well. Now, the reason I did the brig and the schooners in separate little groups is because of they travel at different speeds, and what have you. So I'm just going to try to have all the same ships going off at the same time together. That way they won't be slowing each other down, so to speak. All right, so can we buy anything down here? Oh, yes, we can buy a galleon. We can buy a war. Buy this. We'll buy the war galleon. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't I thought I just ordered. Oh, I just bought one. Oh. I have no clue what we need to beat there, buddy, but we're going to buy 2 of those, and that tells me it's time for a captain. So let's get our first captain's license. We've got some warships now. And I think, I don't know this for a fact, but I think we have to have the captain. Now, what's the town's task? Our large shipyard. Oh my word, we could have had we could have had 10% discount. I'm going to accept that and go buy something else. Order. Yeah, see, it's a little cheaper. But we're going to order another flute. So we've got 4 flutes being built for us, and we own a couple of warships. Let's start making our little war fleet here. And not enough command points, I'm assuming, when we have a captain. Oh, here we go. Here's one. Oh, here's another. Okay, let's slow down here and check this out. A level 1, a level 3. Who's an ooh. She would actually be a really good captain to have on a trade route, a big trade route. Increases the speed by 9%. And what does this young lady do? She increases the capacity of the convoy. Ooh. She'd be great for trade. She would be great for both of them. Let's hire her. And let's put her somewhere. Now, I wonder if we can put her on... Yeah, why can't we? We've got 2 vessels here. Now, one thing I wish you could see what these vessels are. That would be awfully nice. A war galleon and a galleon. So, yeah, so captain. Oh, we have to hire it directly into... Assign. Okay, so we hired her. We could have hired her directly through this, but now we've got a little war fleet here. So let's see what we got to do. We need to have sailors on board, and we need to have Okay, we'll load it up with sailors because we got the money. We've got 82 cannon. What did I do? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, I see. You can decide where you want to put your sailors, but we hired enough to fill it up. So we've got a captain. We've got a couple of ships with sails, and you know what? I wouldn't mind having just kind of These are nice. Boy. Let's put a frigate in there with them. So we'll have a frigate. And in the order list, can we prioritize this? Shoot. Okay, does anybody know how to do this? Or Mr. Developer, can you get it so I could, if I've got a bunch of orders like this, I'd like to be able to move one up. I'd like to move this frigate up here to at least second in line. So that would be useful, I think. Anyway, we've got a frigate on order. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take our warship and shoot. If we go out and lose them, no big deal. I don't know where our buddy is, but I think what we're going to do is go right out here. Yeah, right in here is where all of our ships kind of go. So we're going. Crap. Okay, Attican. No, wait a minute. Attican, go to Seville, just to get out of the way. And I better rename this one. This is our. I'll just call it our Combat 1 convoy. And we're going to move it right out here in this shipping lane where look at all this activity we get right here. And we are going to set it on patrol. So it should be patrolling that area. And hopefully we'll run it into John Hawkins, or we'll keep an eye out for him. Okay, what do they need here? Let's see, if we accept this, oh, another captain is available, but I don't think we have. What's this guy? He has 0 skills at all. We could develop him, but we only have 1 captain's point. We could hire more captains if we wanted to, but I'm not sure I want to go there yet. All right. What's our problem? More residential. Yeah, we're at 100% utilization. Good. We can just build some more residential units. Down there should be good. And this is something I haven't been looking at, but this is our current situation. We have 6,400 housing space. Don't know what that means. Don't know why it shows us cotton and fruits. I don't get that one. Anybody got a clue? Yeah, I'm not sure how to read that one. Well, there's old John Hawkins. So let's just see. I saw him right up there. Let's get Combat 1, see if we can intercept him. It didn't move. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Okay, sorry. I'm a little lost. Combat 1. We'll patrol right here. I definitely saw John Hawkins go by there. All right, new task. Pastry. Okay, these are scary, but there's pastry in France. 178 pastry. So before I accept that or start working on that, I'm going to look at the French. And we haven't explored to find all the French towns. Attican. Let's just do that if nothing else. Let's go up here. Oh, wait. There was John Hawkins up there. I don't know if we should chase him or... No. Yeah. It's too much work to chase John Hawkins, so we're just going to have to patrol somewhere and find him. I think again we're going to go right back down here and patrol for him. And we're trying to find the French towns. There's Tampa. Port St. Joe. Well, here's one with pastry, Pensacola. They have 140. How many did our guy want? 178. And how much time we got left? April 24th. No way. There's no way we can buy it and get back in time, so forget that. But at least we're finding the French towns. Oh, and look at this. Now, that's interesting. We had a discussion. Someone pointed out that there wasn't New Orleans on the map. Well, here is New Orleans. And someone else pointed out New Orleans wasn't even formed in the 1500s. So, I don't know what to say about that, except there's New Orleans. Okay. You patrol. Now, one nice thing you can see, like the one you have active, you can see it in yellow down here on the mini map. So that's kind of nice. So he's at sea. We're going to have him patrol out there and see if he can find our buddy John Hawkins. And what we're going to work on, try to get him a third ship. I think 3's the limit for battle. I don't know that for a fact. It certainly was in the last, in Port Royale 3. Buy. There's another galleon. Let's buy that galleon right there. And let's take Combat 1 and bring it back to Maracaibo. I really don't like that scroll up, scroll down for speed. I know I keep saying that, but it's irritating. Because if you're down low, everything moves so slowly that you could, if you forget about it, you can sit there and wait forever for something to happen. See, there's our guy, I think, right up there. Okay, now we're in Maracaibo. Let's go into our harbor. Oh, look at this. Now here's our flutes. Okay, so we've got Combat 1, we've got a frigate, and a galleon. Well, shoot. All right, I'm going to add the galleon because, again, I think this is a slug it out kind of thing. And just in case you can have more, I don't know, we'll throw that in there. Not enough command points for that, so no. All right, so she can command 3. Oh, maybe you have more ships if you have more points. I don't know. Yeah, that might be it. That might be it. So, all right, Mafalda, you now have 3 big old ships that you can command. And we're going to get you some more sailors. Okay. We'll send you out here and have you patrol in our shipping lane. And patrol. All right, captain available. Ooh, here's another 3. Ooh, look at this. Begins naval battles with higher... Now, please fix this. I don't think you mean higher morality. You mean higher morale. M-O-R-A-L-E. Please. And then what's this dude here? This is interesting. We get into this whole captain thing, a whole new mechanic. And we could start trying to... with the captains, then it kind of says take a whole bunch of ships, put them together, and have them command a bunch of ships to get the bonuses. So, for example, like Mafalda here is really good with speed, so she would be great to put on a long haul trade route, like our, Seville to Maracaibo. And this lady here, Guadalupe, leadership, she would be good for combat, so I'd actually rather have her on our let's see how hard it is to change them out. I think what we're going to do is this is not what I planned to do, but we're going to go to concessions and get another cap. Oh, I see you push this, you hit this, and it keeps adding one out through here, so we're going to add another captain. So now we can have 2 captains. And then we're going to go to our captains, and we're going to hire Guadalupe. And I'd like to assign her to this one. Yes. So Guadalupe has now magically jumped out there into the middle of the ocean. And now she's good with naval battles, so we're going to have 20% higher morality. You don't want morality for a naval battle. You want the opposite of morality. Okay, and then we've got one asleep here, and what we're going to do with her is we're going to assign her to, let's see, convoys. Okay. Well, what is that? Here, this guy we just set up. Seville to... I really want to... shoot. Oh, now I got to take all those ships, put them together. Well, let's do this. Let's go to Maracaibo. Don't we have a bunch of flutes down here? We do. Flute. 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 All right. Okay, so let's assign Mafalda, our helmsman, to that group of flutes, and then let's have those flutes do something good for us. And I think to get the real benefit out of her, just having her running back and forth between two cities is not the thing to do. Let's see. Let's edit a new route. Let's trade with all those French we just no, let's do Seville with the French. And let's edit that route. And let's go Seville and all the French. So we'll stop off and do our two towns. Skip those and then do all the French. Now, 13 to 31 days, and let's see what happens if we make it longer but avoid the stuff in the, you know, keep it with the wind. Becomes 15. So we add about 3 days to the best case for that route, but we avoid the bad weather and have less chance, I guess, of losing a ship or having serious problems with hurricanes or whatever. All right, so now we've got a fleet of 4 of those running that, and I realize that's, well, no, that's new towns. We're trading with the French now. All right, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm not doing what I said I was going to focus on them. The captains are distracting me. All right, so a plague. We got great. We got a plague in our town. We've got 40% hospital coverage, so let's fix that while we're thinking about it. Too late to get rid of that plague, but hospital coverage. That would be excellent. And these are already covered. Can't really do a whole lot to it. So what's going on here? Oh, we have a warehouse too. Gotta get back to that. An inn. We can put an inn in town. And a warehouse. Now, starting to upgrade that, but let's just see what this does. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. We're pause and take a look at this. All right, commodities. Accepting produced, supply of raw. Okay, so oh, here we go. So in Puerto Cabezas, we are making coffee and cocoa. Producing coffee and cocoa. We are putting it in our warehouse. Our trades, oh boy, we can get really out of control here. We can set minimum and maximum trade amounts to buy from the town. and to sell to the town. So what do we got down here for the ones we make? It doesn't tell us. I think it'd be nice if it told us what we make in the town down here. It's somebody like me, I can forget in 3 seconds what I make in a town. These prices, wow, I wouldn't even want to begin to play with these prices right now. Not enough knowledge, but we'll work on that. So, do we accept commodities from trade routes? We do. Do we supply to trade routes? We do. Current usage and capacity, it's stuffed. All right, now, what does this mean? Protect raw materials means if we had, say we had a city with a warehouse in it where we're making sugar and we got a distillery in there and we're making rum, right? So this is saying make sure you always keep a 10-day demand of your sugar in your warehouse. Don't sell more than that so that you have some to supply your rum business with. Protect all commodities. Provide no commodities to trading routes regardless the settings under commodities. So this would be if you're stockpiling stuff. Receive no commodities, meaning we don't want to put stuff in our warehouse from trades. Buy no commodities. Interesting. And this is buy from the town. All right, what would you... Now, I'm not even going to attempt that now, but what I would see you would do with this is say, okay, whenever I can get a bargain on something, I would buy it from the town, put it in my warehouse. And then later on, to sell it back to the town, I would have a price that's bumped up is making me a nice profit. So here it's saying, oh, interesting, all max. Okay, the max we would pay is 80%, and I don't know what that means. 80% of, yeah, I don't know what that means. In Port Royale 3, 100% was the cost of producing the good. So that was sort of your break-even point, was 100. That 80, I'm not sure what that means. We'll have to figure that out. And then the minimum we would sell is 100%, which is a little weird. All right, have to do some research on that. I'm not going to play with it right now. It's just too involved. But what we do see in our warehouse is that we are stuffed with coffee and cocoa, no surprise. And I am going to build a bigger warehouse. There we go. So once we get a few bricks, which shouldn't take long, it's not enough to go out and make a special run, we'll have a bigger warehouse built in our town. All right, this video is getting a little bit long, so let's cut it off right there, and we'll just jump right back into the action in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it'll help us all become better players. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Port Royale 4 video. Thank you.